Hello everyone, this is Lolly. Welcome back. Today is actually part 3 of this series. In part 1, I showed how to use one single sheet of your 12 by 12 scrapbooking paper to make this folio that holds tags. I explained the dimensions of the tags and how you get those out of a 12 by 12 sheet. And then that second video I showed how to make this cover and the spine and adhere all of these into this, and it's a no-sew method, okay? And so today I want to show a closure. You can close this however you want. And just some ideas, you could put a elastic around it. You can put a paper band around it, such as this. You probably have to glue 2 of them together, in order to get it to be long enough. And then Velcro that shut. But I'm going to do something a little different today. I want to use one of these clips here, these bulldog clips. And I'm going to put a chain to the back corner, the back side. So first thing is I need to get the back marked on here, and I'll just use this food ball marker. And okay, so our books are 7.5, which means we've got, 3 3/4 would be the middle. Okay, I've got a little mark there. I'm going to use my crocodile to punch that hole. And I'm thinking I will try the smaller size and see if I like that. I might, make the hole bigger if I'm not happy with it. And then when we're done, I'm going to do a flip through of the whole project. So if you have an eyelet and you want to use an eyelet, go ahead and get an eyelet in there. Under this video, I will be giving you links to parts 1 and part 2, and also my videos on how to set the perfect eyelet. And I'm looking at what color. I think I'm going to use this turquoise. I think that's just adorable. These are the tiny eyelets. I get asked all the time where I get my eyelets, and the answer is everywhere. But I do want to tell you that Eyelet Outlet has these smaller ones. I have gotten so many of these at thrift stores, secondhand stores, that I really haven't had to buy that many of them. Oops, we've got to reset this. So turn this to C4. Get that set. Okay, so we've got that on the back cover. All I need now is a chain connecting this to it, and then I can use that. So let's get this out of the way. And I also get asked where I get my chain from, and again, everywhere. I see chain, I buy it, so I can't give you a definite place, although I have bought a spool of chain from Michael's in their jewelry section. I've done that with a coupon. This is my little charm making box here, and I've got some chain in there. And then I get asked, what's the size of the chain? I have no clue, because like I said, I see chain, I buy it. And it's just in my stash, and I'm not, if you can fit a jump ring through there, then that's good enough. You don't have to have a specific diameter of chain as long as you can get a jump ring in it. So now I guess the next thing is to make sure I can. I've got some here, and I am sure they are big enough. So I'm going to open this one up, and this one is pretty big. Unfortunately, when I bought my jump rings, this one looks like it's about 1 centimeter. When I bought them, I didn't put them in my box according to size, so that's not been very helpful to my viewers. I know when they want to know what size jump ring. Again, if it fits, I use it. It doesn't have to be such an exact science. And with this one, you want, if you put your hole too far back, your jump ring will not fit. Now all I need to do is to see how long to make the chain, because if I put you see I've got that, and I want to put this on there roughly in the middle, I just need to see how long to make this. And so I want it to be right about here. So I'm going to snap that off. I know you can't see what's going on, so let's do it this way. I just have to look at how open I want this to be. And I'm going to snap that off with the cutters right there. And then just use another jump ring. And on your jump rings, always twist them this way. Don't pull the ends apart. And in choosing one of your bulldog clips like this, you also need to consider how far away the hole is, so you know how big of a jump ring to use, and I'll show you what I mean in a minute. For instance, let's look at the holes compared to these two. You can see that if I used a jump ring for this one, it would have to be really wide because the amount of metal it would have to go around is pretty thick there. So we grab all of this together and we clip that on there. Now I can look at that and say, is it too wide? If it's too wide open, I can remove the jump ring, take off 1 or 2 links and reattach it, but I think it's just fine for me. So I wanted to do that before I put anything on the cover, because that way I would know not to put anything right here. So what I did with my scraps, you know, as I was making this, the covers and everything, I had little scraps of paper left over. And so a lot of those strips I have used on the tags inside, and I will show you a flip through in a minute. And some of the scraps I just went ahead and cut out, fussy cut out some of the images. So I'm just going to attach those. Let's see what this looks like. I think I can put these under there and maybe even puff that up on foam tape. And like that. And then see, I have this, and this is from one of the cut apart cards. So I will start gluing, and then I will do that flip through. And I also think when I'm all done, I want to put some buttons on the front. All right, so I'm not using 100% of everything that I have cut out because I was just testing it out. So let's get some foam tape on this. We will do this one first. It's too wide for that, so I'm going to cut this off in strips. Okay, and foam on this. Let's put a real big one down the middle. I think I want to give these little pieces there some support, so I'm going to put a little piece right there. Okay, so that works for that. Now, let's do a flip through and see if we can put any of these pieces inside, and then we will go and put the buttons on the front and we'll call it done. Now, I fussy cut this out, which is from the actual paper, you know, title page sort of, but I would love to have this puffed up, but I think it would make it, since I'm putting it on the inside, I think that is going to cause too much dimension in there. So this is just going to get glued straight away right there. I could have also made this a pocket, but we didn't do that. Okay, so like I said, I had a lot of strips, and so this is a strip I glued down on there. A strip I glued down there. There's my tags. Some of them have like some little corners that I cut off. This is actually one of the cut apart cards. I trimmed it down. Little strips that I put on there. And I also used paper hole reinforcers that are in my shop. These two I showed in the beginning on number 1. There's another, I just put a strip down there, another hole reinforcer. I cut down one of the cut apart cards. I put a strip of the leftovers there. Look at all this room, though, you have here to put journaling or to put your ephemera in there, your embellishments, I mean your memorabilia, or even photos. So again, there's a border on the bottom of that one, a border on the top of that one, a border on the top of this one. This was a narrow tag because it was left over from other materials that I cut out. More borders on the middle border. I put 2 borders across that one, a border strip across that one. I put part of one of the cut aparts right there. I put a strip here. That's just a solid piece. I didn't put any strips on there, but I have the hole reinforcers on both of these. This is another cut apart, and I added a hole reinforcer on the top. I added a strip here, and hole reinforcers on all 3 of these, and I just added just the leftover strips across here. They're very basic. And then I also have this strip, which I really adore. And I might just put that right in here. This, I'm going to put that down, and then we are going to get some buttons on that front cover. This is one reason that I saved the final embellishment of any cover material for the end is because I didn't want to have to put holes somewhere that I knew I was going to need to put a decoration. Okay, so there we go. That is sealed, but I do want to add some buttons here. These are the ones I used in the beginning on my spine right here. I was using some of these, and I think many of these are going to be too big, but I also have a whole set of turquoise that has all different sizes. And again, I just pick up buttons wherever I see them, so I don't really have a specific source. I do have some of these micro and mini buttons in my shop. Okay, now when I use glue to adhere something like this, I can use gem tack, or I can use something really sturdy like Power Tack, and Quick Grip by Beacon. Those all will work really well. And the Quick Grip has the benefit of, oops, now mine always explodes when I open it. We're in high altitude here. But the Quick Grip has the benefit of not needing to you know, let it set for quite so long. I'm going to let this just blow up for a minute here. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to look and see if I want anything here. I really would like something golden or yellow. I think one of these would be great. You could put your baker's twine through these, you know, and tie them around there. It's not the style, the look I'm going for right here. And that is it. Okay, so we are going to call that done with the 3 buttons on there, the turquoise closure. I love, love, love the buttons there. And just think about if you were to have little ribbons and various things sticking out of all of your tags, how chunky this would be up on top. So thank you for watching, and make sure you look at all those links down below.